Well, hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, minus one gallbladder. Yeah, that was not a fun experience, having your gallbladder fail while you're 2 states away. If you saw my last video where I was in Georgia, I was complaining about being sick. Well, it turns out it was my gallbladder and they had to take it out, so, yep. That's the reason I've taken a 2 week break, and videos may still be a little sporadic. It's just I'm under a lifting limit right now for the next couple of weeks, and I can't lift heavy objects, computers being one of them, so that makes it kind of difficult to set computers up to do videos of. So the next few videos may be a little bit more on the simple side. But anyway, on to today's video. We're back again with the Gateway 700XL. This was the last computer we worked on on this channel. And I gotta say, I really like this computer. I normally don't really get into 2000s era stuff, especially Pentium 4 era. But something about this computer is just unique, probably because of how high powered it is for its time. So yeah, it's a very amazing beast. Haven't had a chance to use much of it though since my surgery, but we're hoping to change that today. And plus, this computer's already set up here, so I don't have to really lift anything. I may have to move a few things out of the way, but no big deal. And in this video, we're going to change out the hard drive for an SSD. Now, this is an IDE only computer, but it does have two 250 gig hard drives. We're going to keep one of the hard drives and replace the other with this 128 gig SSD that just came in from Amazon with a IDE adapter, which I've actually never used these adapters before, so this will be a first for that. And I've got it in this 3.5 inch adapter bay, but I'm not sure if it'll fit in here or not with the PCB right here kind of sticking out, so we may just have to let it flop loose in here for now. And yes, I know a computer like this is not going to get the full benefit of an SSD speed, but we'll still get the reliability out of it and a little bit of a speed increase, because these old Pentium 4s need all the speed boost they can get. And thankfully this is easy to take off. There we go. And I believe the secondary drive is the one on the bottom there, which will remain. Go ahead and unhook that. Oh yeah, I gotta figure out how this how this comes out. I think we need to unscrew it. This little dry bay. Now can it come out? Okay, I think maybe no, that's for the floppy. Okay, I think the front panel is going to have to come off. So I need to figure out how we're going to pull that off. More ways than one. You know, I think when they took my gallbladder out, they may have taken a few brain cells with it. I spent so much time trying to figure out how to get this caddy out. And eventually I did, but then I discovered if you just pull this tab in, the drive slides right out. So, took this whole thing apart for nothing. Folks, don't be like me. Okay, I'll go ahead and plug the slave drive back in. Gotta find the Molex. It goes like that. Go. Now for the SSD. I don't know if it will fit in there or not. So again, this PCB I'm not so sure about. Oh, okay, well it came off. It's probably not a good sign. Put it back on. I may have went through all that for nothing. Okay, well, it's sort of in there. Kind of block it. Well, it's still a little loose, but I think it'll work. Thankfully, it has this little piece of foam here to prevent any shorts. So, plug Molex in. And now the final connection. Reason I'm going with an SSD and not a SD card or IDE adapter is because this is a Windows XP computer, and NT-based versions of Windows that use the NTFS file system do not play nice with SD cards and CF cards. Unless you use XP with FAT32, but I don't recommend doing that either. So when you use Windows XP, CF cards and SD cards are just out of the question. But thankfully, SSDs do just fine. In my experience anyway. I know there's no trim in Windows XP, but just don't mind me, I'm just trying to make this ribbon cable a little tidier. Okay, well, let me figure out where I put the side panel. There it is. And we'll see our little quote-unquote upgrade was a success. Oops. Sometimes the hardest part of these upgrades are the front panels and side panels. All these crazy, wacky panels. I think that's on there. Alright, everything's back together except for the power cord. I'll plug that back in. Gotta find the connector first. Go. Okay, this is not one of those that turns itself on. Sometimes that can be a good thing. Alright. It's not going to be completely silent because we still have one hard drive in there. Let's go into the BIOS. It's my first time using this computer since I went to Georgia. I think I only used it like one day. And we're not going to bother cloning the original hard drive over to this SSD because the copy of XP that's on here think all I ever installed on it were drivers, Service Pack 3, and a few updates. So I think in this case it'll just be easier to just reinstall the OS. Okay, I'm getting a little concerned that it's staying here a little bit longer than it should. Hopefully it likes this SSD. I mean, that's always a possibility that this computer just won't like it. Just never know about this stuff. Okay, finally made it to the BIOS. Let's go to here. Now that's interesting. It says there's SATA ports on here, so maybe we could have used SATA on here. Let me double check the motherboard. It'd be funny if I went through all that and it turns out it does have SATA. Well, would you look at that? There they are. Can't believe I didn't check for that. So we could have used SATA, but I think we're still going to use this adapter for now, only because I don't have any SATA power connections on this power supply, and I don't have any adapters at the moment, so until I can get an adapter or a different power supply, we'll just leave it like this. So yeah, we'll definitely have to switch over to the onboard SATA at a later date. Okay, with all that out of the way, let me find the CDs for this computer. In the previous video, we discovered there were two ways to restore this computer. One is just doing a generic XP install and then running the driver's CD afterwards, or booting from the driver's CD and doing a somewhat of a factory image restore, but I think I prefer just doing the clean XP install. That way I can have better control over what it installs. That way I don't wind up with McAfee or anything. So, I don't think we made any BIOS changes. Okay, here comes Windows XP setup. We know the drill. We've done this hundreds of times. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, roughly. It's Windows XP. What do you expect? Okay, let's see if it shows up in the partitioning portion of the setup. Okay, I don't know where that came from. Yep, here it is. It sees the file partition as drive C. I think I'll go ahead and just delete that for now. I don't have anything on there. Okay. What is it doing? This does not contain a Windows XP compatible partition. Well, normally it will come up and say ask me to format it as NTFS or FAT32. Now both drives are showing up as disk 0, it looks like. So I don't know if that's confusing it. Maybe if I unplug the second hard drive from here, maybe we'll get somewhere. Let me give that a try. Alright, got the hard drive there unplugged. Let's see if we have better luck this time. Okay. Alright, there we go. So that's what it was. That second hard drive there was hanging it up. May need to double check the jumper settings on that, but you know what, it's no big deal as long as the SSD works. That's the most important thing. Alright, we'll just let it do its usual XP setup stuff, and we'll go from there. Well, it's an hour or so later, and I'm installing Windows updates. I got Service Pack 3 installed along with a few other apps. So far, the speed seems pretty decent. Of course, I didn't really use the hard drive in here that much. I also switched the other hard drive to Slave from Cable Select, thinking that would fix it, but nah, it was still giving me issues. So anyway, this will be the last part of the video for today. I have a Molex to SATA cable adapter coming from Amazon that should be here tomorrow. So we will resume the video then when I get it. Okay, it's actually been a couple of days since the last part of this video. I wasn't feeling too good yesterday and still not feeling the best, but we'll go ahead and get this done. The show must go on. I have with me a few of these Molex to SATA adapters, the most well-known fire hazard in the computer community. But I'm a risk taker, what can you say? And I do keep a stockpile of SATA cables. So let's go ahead and get this opened back up. I just dropped a motherboard. That's not good. At least I know how to take these drives out now. Okay. Take this whole thing off. I think, I know this motherboard is not AHCI compatible. This was a little early for that. So I don't think we're really going to see much of a speed boost, if any, from this IDE adapter. But at least this will free up this IDE adapter for potential future projects. Okay, get this open. And this drive should fit better in there without that adapter as well, so that's another bonus. I mean, if it has native SATA on it, might as well use it. And plus, I think we'll be able to use this second hard drive again. I think the problem was that this adapter board does not have a jumper for cable select. And when you use two hard drives in this computer, you gotta have cable select, unfortunately. So I think that's what was causing our issues. Okay. I don't have anything to open this with. Okay, let's get the SATA cable connected. SATA 0 is the bottom one. It's easier if I had a fat flashlight. It's raining outside. I can't see anything. There we go. And we'll go ahead and connect our power adapter. There we go. And we can go ahead and slide this back in. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more stable in here now. There we go. First, I'll connect the second hard drive up. I already adjusted the jumper settings for it. I think it'll work. Connect the SATA power like so, and the data cable. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, no flames yet. Should go straight to Windows, yep. Again, we'll probably not see much of a speed boost, if any. I have to say, this is probably the fastest Pentium 4 I have ever used. Okay, now it's detecting the second hard drive. That's a big positive. Let's see if we can format it. It sees it as disk 0. Doesn't make sense. Files. Simple enough. And I definitely chose the quick format. I was formatting a 250 gig hard drive in Windows XP. Was probably not going to be the fastest thing in the world. Updates are ready from Legacy Update. I'll get those later. Yeah, this is basically running in IDE mode. Come on, there we go. Also installed a bunch of stuff on here the other day, including Office 2003, Roxio, CD Creator, and WorkSuite 2003. Because I think this computer probably came with WorkSuite 03. Oh, I forgot about that stupid portfolio. Did anyone ever even use this thing? It's more of a hindrance than anything else. And I did do a CPU-Z check on here the other day. And I'm happy to say that this is a Pentium 4 Northwood chip. These tend to run a lot better and more efficient than the later Prescott chips. And this is probably one of the nicest Northwood chips you could probably get, with it being a 3 gigahertz hyperthread. So yeah, again, this computer would have been a beast when it was built, I guess summer of 2003-ish. Okay, BIOS dates from April 28, 2003. Got a gig of RAM. Maybe I can upgrade it to 2 gigs. Might actually do that, but not today. And internet browsing is pretty decent on here. I use the MyPal browser, of course. Yep. And I guess that's all there really is to show in this video. I hope you enjoyed this more simple, laid-back SSD-based video. And until next time, this is Billy Core, signing off. Thank you for visiting the Nostalgia Mall. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook and X. You may also support me on Patreon if you'd like. Until next time, this is Billy Core, signing off.